Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to give you my review of the book called Pestilence, The Four Horsemen, Book 1 by Laura Thalassa. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this. I actually had no idea about this author until a few weeks ago, where I just found her randomly on Amazon. By the way, this is the old book cover. If you search online now, it's been updated, as I believe there was some kind of issue with the artist who created this original cover. However, it turns out there was some kind of drama and whatnot, and they had to redo the cover, so I'll put a little picture right up here of the new cover. So if you're interested to learn more about this book, keep on watching. Alright, so I actually finished this book a couple of weeks ago, and kind of let myself sit on it for a little while before I wanted to make a video. And unfortunately, I was sitting a little too long. Anyway, this book is about a girl named Sarah who's a firefighter, and basically, she draws like the smallest straw in her group of friends, and whoever has the smallest straw has to stay behind and hopefully try and get rid of Pestilence, who is kind of like this god who has come to Earth in order to punish the humans because he believes humans are not taking care of the Earth and are just terrible living things all around. So he's been sent to kill all the humans and save the Earth. Throughout this process, or throughout the book, she tries to kill him. However, he just comes back to life. He is a god, so he's not going to be that easy to kill, I guess. And when she fails to kill him, he actually kidnaps her and brings her all around while he is basically exterminating the human race, and he forces her to kind of watch their suffering and whatnot. And from town to town or city to city that they go to, in the beginning he treats her much like, a captive and kind of a slave, or he drags her around, isn't exactly nice to her. And she's not exactly nice to him either, however she is trapped. But as the story keeps going, as you would kind of assume, their feelings start to change for one another. Sarah in the book most of the time is fighting with herself internally as to why she's feeling these emotions towards Pestilence when he's killing off millions and millions of people during the story. And some of them are her friends, some of them, could possibly be family members or whatnot. It's like an apocalypse kind of book where there is some news stories about it, but there's not like electricity, and people are abandoning their homes and running away and trying to escape this kind of plague that Pestilence has unleashed upon Earth. So she struggles with that, her feelings a lot, trying to justify in her mind how she could feel this way towards him. And as they go from city to city, Sarah and Pestilence, or more Pestilence actually, will, just go into anybody's house that he wants. He's a god, nobody can stop him or kill him. And then whatever family's living in there, he ends up killing. And the way that he ends up killing these people with the plague, it's not nice. They become sick, they get a fever, and then they have all these boils that start to develop all over their skin. And it's rather described very grotesquely in the story. And it is quite a slow and painful death for these characters to experience. And each and every time this happens in the story, Sarah kind of goes to these people and tries to comfort them as they are dying, even though she can't really do anything. And although she tries to tell Pestilence to stop, he's not going to stop. He's been sent to Earth for a reason. As time goes on, they do develop, some kind of feelings towards each other. And he kind of struggles with the fact that he's feeling all these human emotions and feels more human than, a god and whatnot. And in this whole story, there's a lot of death and, sexual contact. So I don't think young readers should be reading this at all. Overall, I give this book a 3 out of 5 stars. I did like reading this book, especially in the beginning. It was something new and exciting to read, and I hadn't read, I'm not into apocalyptic books and whatnot. I do love fantasy stories. However, this one was really interesting and very descriptive in the beginning. Towards the middle, it was still good. However, when you keep reading and keep going on, it's a lot of the same events which, you know, in the beginning are very exciting, but later on it gets a little repetitive and boring. And towards the end, it was a bit corny. Unfortunately, I didn't mind it too much, but I do feel like it could have been better. I think events in the story, instead of, you know, Pestilence going to a community, the humans who are still there trying to kill him unsuccessfully, and then he kills all of them, always happened in like the same manner. The people tried to kill him with, you know, shooting him and, you know, setting him on fire, but that just like didn't work. And it was, like I said, it's the same thing kind of with each city or town that they go to. So unfortunately, yeah, it was kind of by the end of it. And I think too, what could have been better, could have made the story, like I probably would have rated it higher if there was some kind of consequence for Pestilence. Unfortunately, there's not any kind of repercussion for what he's done. Like, he doesn't really suffer in a way, like, unless you want to count like towards the end where Sarah, she ends up like running away from him because he just wanted her to be with him until the end of time, and, you know, he would keep her safe, but he would continue to kill everybody else, and, you know, she would just keep trying to persuade him to stop, and then when it seemed like it kind of did, she ran away, like I said, and, you know, later on, things kind of go back to normal throughout society, and then he just shows up on her door and is like, I love you and I miss you and whatever. And then they kind of start their own lives together in a normal human way. And then the book basically ends where, you know, they're living happily, and then the god of war comes down. And so I guess book 2 will be about the god of war. But I do think that could have definitely, you know, been a major part of the story, because a lot of the story revolved around, like I said, the same events. I think it could have been a little bit more creative. Honestly, I did enjoy that, like, slow burn of, like, a romance that happened. I won't, you know, deny that. Overall, I think this, for me, was 3 out of 5 stars. Let me know if you read this book and what you thought about it as well. I'm not sure if I will read the next book in this new series, if you want to call it that. I don't know if they'll, you know, be linked with the same characters or whatnot. I don't think they would. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and if you would want to check this out. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!